Hello, any Patreons or channel members watching this on the replay. Thank you so much for your continued support. It means the world to us. It means we can keep doing this. And that's great. It's great if you ask me.
Yeah.
Vegceps is in the house. Turd Turret, that's a great name. In a world where saying go vegan or die is actually reasonable. I think I get what you're saying, and I think you're probably right. Pomo Dorino, hello to you. Purple Piplup, she's here. Mark Crossy. Oh, Angarad's live, subscribe to her. She's lovely. How are you, my love? How are you? Mark Crossy, no name. Is that Bat Plays without a name
That
there?
is Plant-Based Gru.
Plant-Based Gru.
Yeah.
He's not got a name on. Anyway.
Yeah. I saw in the further down comment, he's saying, oh, first I was invisible, now I've got no name.
YouTube is a den of iniquity.
How annoying for you.
No name. How are you? Coolest couple ever. Well, thanks for saying the truth. And we're really good. We just, what have we been up to? I've got a music video out today. I did a little remix of Piers Morgan over on my other channel, Destroying Anti-Vegan Nonsense. That's the first time I remembered my channel name. So that was fun. And then we went over a park and into a wooded area and just got into nature, and it was nice. Really felt like I decompressed.
It's just nice to be able to get out of the house as well. With the old COVID, you just know where to go, is there? So it's just nice to get out and get some fresh air and trees. And...
You can't say COVID.
Oh.
Lorraine Edie's in the house. Stacey Langley. Oh, World Plant-Based Group. Vegan Mooncat's in the house. Subscribe to him. He's hilarious, even when he's not trying to be. He bought me this cushion. Look at this.
You put your bum on that?
That's from my bum. Helps you to keep a bit more functional in your back if you have to sit for a long time.
I'm going to get one.
Yeah, but you can't have a snazzy cushion.
Well, I'll have my own. I'll have your cushion over here from the sofa.
No, don't put all farts on it. How are you, Vegan Mooncat? What have you been up to? Tell us about any videos you got in the pipeline.
I feel like it's been ages since we spoke. Probably been a couple of days, but...
Yeah, I've had no technical issues, so it's like we've not chatted for about a month. Like it's more like a couple of days, probably.
Oh, thanks for those videos that you did. That was really kind. I really appreciate that.
He's a good person. One Indigo Hearts in the house is always brilliant as well. Carrie Williams also. The name Carrie just reminded me, we were watching a show about psychedelic substances, and Carrie Fisher of Star Wars fame, Princess Leia, was on there, and that was really odd to see my childhood hero talking about her many drug experiences.
Yeah, and her mental health and things.
And mental health, yeah, that was a funny one. Of course, she's dead now, sadly. She's dead. Yeah. Heart disease, I think. That's what you get for eating animals, generally, more often than not. Yeah, bless her. No name. Blue hair looks amazing. I haven't been on air in a bit, I guess.
Oh, thanks. Well, I did dye it purple, but as it washes out, it just tends to go sort of blue. I need to dye it again.
So you get 2 colours for the price of 1.
That's true. Yeah.
It looks a bit more purple. On the screen it looks blue, doesn't it?
It always looks more purple on here for some bizarre reason. Yeah. How y'all doing? It's Happy Friday. It's the weekend. Not that there's much exciting things you can do at the weekend these days anyway. But is everyone here still in lockdown, wherever you live? What's going on? I feel like we might be in lockdown until like March, mid-March we sort of hear. Then things might lessen a bit here. In the UK. Maybe, yeah.
Plant-based Screw saying he feels like Prince, just a sex symbol.
Oh, go Vegan Jack. Oh, you can see his name just now. A symbol. So your name's back. Your second name.
That's not back on here. That's weird.
Oh, I can see it on my computer. That is
weird.
But
not on the desktop.
Oh.
Vegan Mooncat, I feel I should have sent 2 cushions now. No, that's fine. One is enough for me. I don't need 2.
No, I don't really ever sit at the computer. I sit on the sofa all crunched up in a terrible position all day.
Fart.
No, but I sit over there.
She just sit there farting.
You shut up.
What have you guys been up to? How's things? Yeah, how's the lockdown thing where you are, or is it not a thing? Are you allowed to mix with others?
Yeah.
I think mental health must be taking such a hit for people. That must be like I wonder if it's like worse than actually, if you accounted for all the damage that's been done with the pandemic, and I know there's been lives lost and things, I'm not, sort of,
Minimising?
yeah, I'm not, of course that's terrible for people. But what I'm trying to say is like the amount of mental anguish for people with their businesses, with the isolation, like I said, one of my friends took his own life. And I just wonder on the balance of things, I bet mental health has suffered a lot more than physical health on the whole for if you added all the people up. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah, lockdown does suck. Whereabouts are you, Robert Pacino? Are you in America, do I recall? Or am I getting confused? And yeah, are there any signs of coming out of it anytime soon? So Jones is in the house. Richard Benham's in the house. He's doing okay in lockdown as he loves his own company. Get to cook all the time, putting a positive. Yeah.
Yeah,
A lot of it
that's
is
important,
mindset, isn't it?
putting a positive spin, and getting yourself a new routine as well. I think is really important. We have the set routine. At this time, I leave, travel to work. I'm at work 9 to 5, like whatever. And I go to the gym. Like having a new routine, I think is really important. I was thinking about mental health a lot today. Like I've been feeling a bit gloomy, so I rewatched.
She's been a gloomy turbot.
Yeah, I rewatched this video about depression that is really interesting, and Teal Swan, yes, it was Teal
Oh
Swan.
God.
She was talking about depression and it being about a sense of like futility about something. So like, there's like something in your life which isn't how you want it to be, and you just can't figure out how to, make it better or whatever, and sort of like feeling powerlessness. So she was saying like from a space of depression, it's helpful to not see it as like doing things to try to feel better. Instead, doing things that make you feel like you have a bit more control. So like maybe you work out you make a to-do list so you can cross things off. You're not doing it to feel better.
Yeah.
You're doing it so that you have more control over your life. And I thought that was interesting. Yeah, and I was thinking, I wonder how everyone's mental health is from the stream with the old lockdown and just how long that's been going on,
Yeah. Anchor adds live. We're in lockdown, but I'm also having just until the end of March. Wow, bless you. Bless you. So how are you and your mum coping with that? Are you keeping yourselves happy together in your house? I hope you are. You're great people.
Do you feel like pleased you're not at school, or do you miss being at school? That's something, isn't it, for children, not being at school? It's strange.
Vegan Mooncat. My latest video is a comedy sketch based on a children's show, Rainbow, where the vegan Mooncat and Zingo help explain veganism to neighbour. Right, I saw that. That is well funny, guys. You should check that out.
I look forward to seeing that.
Paint the whole world with a rainbow. And any adults in the room, if you've not seen Zippy and George do Top Gear, you should watch that.
Only the adults.
Yeah. Jack the vegan activist is in the house. Hey brother, how you doing? One Indigo Heart, veganising happiness for all affected mentally by quarantine. That's good, isn't it? Well, look a bit. I'm going to do a bit of that too. Good people. I love it. Robert Pacino is in Europe near me. No, you're not. Don't make stuff up. How do I not know? Whereabouts in Europe? Hope you're not fibbing. Who was I thinking of in America then? That's some Robert, but I call him Bob usually. Yeah, that's not you, is it? Whereabouts in Europe? I want to know. I've been speaking to Vegan Foot Soldier. I have. I can't really tell you about it because I don't know whether he wants to say about it. But he's well. He's well. He's just moved. So he's been too busy to get on the tubes. Jamie Rees. Can you do a video, breakfast, lunch, dinner for fat loss and weight loss, please? So I am going to go into a little cutting season soon. So I will, my basically full day of eating videos are basically breakfast, lunch and dinner these days. And yeah, I will be making some new ones, but I've got hundreds of old ones. If you just look through the old channel, if you type like fat loss, weight loss, cutting, those sort of words on my homepage, there's literally hundreds. There's literally hundreds. So enjoy. Ian, my birthday is in a few days. I don't have a cake. I want to spend money. What recipe should I try?
Do you happen to have our desserts cookbook? If you do, there's a recipe in there for a chocolate, is it chocolate peanut butter cake? I can't remember.
Oh, that's really good.
2 sponges, you know, and then a layer in the middle and the top, and then strawberries all on it. I don't think we've got that on the channel. What's on the channel? There is a key lime pie on the channel from the cookbook, or did we do the banana cream pie?
We did the banana
we do
cream
both?
pie for sure. We may have done both.
Okay, so there's the odd recipe on the channel from that cookbook, but that book is all healthy desserts that don't have sugar and
But they do taste
junk,
delicious.
You know. Yeah, and it's all mostly it's ingredients you'd be likely to have in your house already.
Everyone's got keys and limes in their houses.
Or stuff you can easily get, you know. The only flours used is like oat flour, so you could just grind up some oats. You see what I'm saying? Easy stuff.
Word.
And yeah, happy birthday for then. When did you say? In a few days? Yeah. Well, have a nice birthday.
Yeah,
It's
happy
been
birthday.
tricky to celebrate birthdays this last year, hasn't it? Really tricky. Make sure you get on Skype or something with some loved ones.
Yeah, I like to go out for a meal and have loads of friends and whatever, and like, that's not happening, is it?
Yeah.
Bums. Mabel Bunny, do you ever have cheat days, as in eat literal junk like donuts, not the healthier raw versions of vegan junk food? No.
Not for a lot of years.
I'll
no.
tell you, like today I did have some vegan meatballs, which were, you know, just soy protein mostly. Probably a little bit of oil in there, not a whole lot. But they certainly weren't whole foods. I'll eat something like that maybe once or twice a week, you know, at one meal. But the rest of it's all whole food. I'm not attracted to junk foods anymore. I enjoy real food because that's what I eat now. My taste buds are adapted to that, and I find, you know, whole foods to be delicious, particularly when you cook with all the herbs and spices. Get some lovely fruits. You know, we have medjool dates. You know, we recently became an ambassador for exoticfruits.co.uk, exoticfruits.uk on the gram. And probably tomorrow, like once a week, we get a care package with loads of lovely tropical fruits in there. So some of those are delicious. There was like a baby pineapple that was so nice.
I feel like for me, like I did used to like things like chocolate, you know, and some junkier foods. So I still did crave some of that when I first got into more of a healthier way of eating. So I would have to try and replace those things with like healthier things. So I used to, for a time, like we would get like the odd healthier chocolate bar, wouldn't we? Made with like it had coconut.
I can't really remember now.
This is like, you know, 9 years ago or whatever. It's like had coconut sugar instead of regular sugar, and it was like we thought, oh, this is a bit healthier. So like maybe once a month at the vegan pop-up shop, I'd have like one of those or something, or I think, okay, I'll stuff some medjool dates with some peanut butter when I'm craving something sweet, you know. But just over the years, we've just really lost the taste for that kind of stuff, haven't we?
We've lost the taste. And when you eat healthily all the time, like generally you feel so much better, you know, unless you're unlucky enough to have some sort of condition. But for most people, you'll be just energized and
and when you eat junk, you feel it, you feel heavy in the stomach, or you feel tired, and then you miss how you were feeling, and then it makes you see, oh, actually, you know, this isn't good.
This ain't actually doing so much for me.
But if you like go back and forth too quickly, you try and eat good maybe for a day or two, and then you eat a binge, and then you keep doing that. You don't do it long enough, the healthy eating, to feel good, to notice it, so that you don't feel like, what does it matter if I eat junk because I never feel good or whatever. So you really have to commit to it, and your taste buds do change, you know, over a few weeks, and then you see how good you can feel, and you sort of get rewarded for it, don't you? So you want to stick to it.
Sonia Jones is saying that their mental health has been awful, bouncing between anxiety and depression on an hourly basis. That sucks.
Yeah, I'm really sorry to hear that.
Yeah.
I feel like I want to invite you to seek out some support, like supportive people, or that you have already in your life, or like the support of someone who can guide you through things, you know, like a counsellor or whatever. Yeah, it's challenging times for sure. Yeah, if you want to say any more about that, what's been happening, please do, or if you want us to talk any more about mental health.
Let's all support each other.
Yeah, let's all send some love to Sawyer Jones, please.
Yeah.
Let's have some hearts, some love hearts in the chat.
I'm going to put some special hench hearts.
Anxiety and depression do seem to go like together a lot for people, don't they?
They do go hand in hand.
Yeah.
Jamie Rees brings up a good point. Hench. That's me, that is. Carrie has been reading more and doing high vibrational meditations. And I've been on Reiki train, doing these things that can help with being up. Yeah.
Nice.
It's always good to learn new skills, isn't it? Regardless.
Should we just mention like we have those 6 human needs? So one of them is growth. We all have these needs. Tony Robbins will say you grow or you die, which sounds a bit extreme, but that, you know, that's how he believes it. So we have the need for certainty, to feel certain that our future is going to contain pleasurable things. We're going to have pleasure, avoid pain. Then we have the need for variety, so for things not just be predictable and mundane all the time, like for spontaneity and things that are different. So I imagine a lot of people are missing out on that variety at the moment with lockdown, same old sort of life.
Yeah.
And then it's love and connection, growth, so like reading books, learning new skills, learning a language, just like big or little things, you know, areas we can have growth. We started learning chess, you know. What else is it? Like being of service, like giving to like others and feeling that you're contributing in life. And significance, so feeling that you're important to someone, to your family or to your community, or just feeling that you have kind of significance in some way. It's a really interesting topic. There's loads of videos on that if it interests anyone. And we all have to meet those needs, and you can meet them in healthy or unhealthy ways. So some people might take drugs for like variety. Some people might partake in violence to feel significant. Like that. Yeah. Or you could just like...
I just had a spasm, don't mind me.
For some variety, you could just get a new hobby, you know, or you could...
Like violence.
Take a load of drugs.
Vegan Minka, this little puppy Jerry's coming tonight. What time? We want to see him. We want to see him.
Can you bring him round?
Yeah, bring him where we are. Let Cowboy meet him. Oh, I want him. He looks so cute. Top tip: get him in all your vlogs and watch your retention graphs. Like watch these little peaks suddenly come where it's over 100% because people are rewinding it.
Just live streams, get him on there.
Jack's all right. That's good to hear, young man. That's very good to hear. Vegan Realist is in the house. Good to see you again. I'm Ethan Bradbury. That's not my name. This is the person's name in the stream. How long were you two thinking like a vegan but not vegan? No time whatsoever. In fact, I would say I became vegan, but I didn't really. I was whole foods plant-based for 2 years, and I didn't, buy any leather or anything.
I challenge you on that perspective. You learnt a lot of the info and you were pretty convinced, but you said like, oh, I'm not seeing any examples of any big vegans.
To be honest, like that really was more to do with whole foods plant-based eating, wasn't it?
Okay, so getting the vegan perspective as opposed to, I see the health. Yeah, okay. So I was thinking like you mostly ate vegan, but you had the odd piece of animal flesh like once a day in the evening or
I basically sort of went vegan for health reasons, and a couple of years later accidentally saw animal suffering you know, how the animals used to end up on my plate, and then I felt terrible. So then I became super vegan and passionate and
Yes.
an advocate. So yeah, I'd say it sort of went in reverse. I was not thinking like a vegan, but I became vegan.
Do you think it was like what made us vegan more was an accumulation of like I'd say like waking up, becoming more aware and more, I want to say spiritual, but
We
what
are
I mean,
super woke.
what I mean by that is like starting to get perspectives and sort of the idea of oneness and like, oh, we all have an effect on each other and like, and just seeing the pain of others and then understanding the perspective of what that must be like and sort of waking up in that way. And then that you can't get the perspectives of animal suffering if you yourself like don't connect to any suffering. You don't see it, doesn't bother you. You're not thinking how that might be for that being because you're just in your own selfish kind of world or whatever. And yeah, I'd say I was quite selfish and just contained in my own life, my own bubble for so many years of my adult life, and then started seeing outside of that.
I'd just like to say that I am super spiritual and not egoic, that's the wrong word, non-egotistical, but my ego needs everyone to know about it. So it sort of cancels itself out.
Super chat.
Super chat. Johnny the Legs, he's a lovely guy, that guy. Look at his pins. Quadzilla, they call him. Hi, guys. So, shrooms, Gem, tell us more.
Oh.
What have you been posting about shrooms?
Not any day recently. One day I did. Maybe you saw me do an Instagram where I said, do you want to hear about my latest experience? I didn't...
Well, that was fairly recently, wasn't it?
Yeah, I didn't do a video, but I can talk about it. So we've both got experiences we could talk about, haven't we? I would just like to say first, a very quick disclaimer. Don't do it. We're not recommending it to people.
Don't do drugs. Drugs are bad. You'll jump out of a window.
I used to take drugs for party reasons. Got very sick. It's really bad for you. Don't do it.
Don't do it.
Now, occasionally, every once in a while, I feel drawn to having a psychedelic experience for the purposes of healing, mostly mentally, actually, for me. And there's some great science backing up now how psychedelics can help with PTSD, trauma, all kinds of healing that, it's just could take so many years longer with counselling and things. So that's why I'm interested in the topic.
But don't do it. But if you do consider doing it, do a load of research because
some people should never do it.
It can, yeah. Some people shouldn't do it, and it can end badly.
Yes, definitely. So I had an experience recently. It was great. The best thing I got from it really was that I think I integrated some more fear that came up during my ayahuasca ceremony in February. Some of that kind of came up again, and so I kind of just allowed that as best I could. I had some resentments towards a couple of people, and I thought about them during the experience, and I noticed I didn't feel that way anymore. And I was thinking, I wonder if I'll feel like this tomorrow, and I still feel as though I've let go of some resentments, which I just couldn't seem to let go of, before. And so that was really pretty great, actually.
I know you're going to spill the beans on who it was.
No, definitely not. No way, man. Anything else to say about that? I don't know.
No, I don't think so.
Yeah.
Unless you tell me. It's you're saying it.
Well, thanks for the super chat. Yeah. Well, I mean, what do you want to know? What do you want to know, man? Like what's come up during it? Or I saw some doilies in the ceiling. There were some faces in the carpet. That was all the visuals that I had. But I wasn't doing it to like see a load of crazy stuff. I wanted to gain awarenesses and insights. That's what I wanted.
You more travel inwards, don't you?
Yeah.
Kind of thing. Robert Pacino is in Holland. Why did I feel like I might have known that and just forgotten it like an idiot. Sorry. Julian Benker. Hi, Hench. Do you think it's okay for muscle to get protein from oats, peanuts, and whole wheat, or is there amino acids? There's no missing amino acids in any whole plant foods. They do come in different quantities. So, you know, basically for health reasons, you want to eat the range of whole plant foods, legumes, whole grains, fruits, vegetables, nuts and seeds. If you're eating the range of foods, if you're getting adequate calories, you know, you should smash all the aminos without trying. So it's a bit of a non-issue, really. It's a bit of a non-issue, yeah. I wouldn't be too concerned about it. I mean, there you've got 2 grains and what we call a nut. Technically, it's a legume, but nutritionist more like a nut. But I would say, you know, get some beans, chickpeas, split peas, lentils, something like that as well. You know, and some fruits and vegetables. Not necessarily for the amino acids, but simply for the fact that we need the vitamins and minerals as well, you know. But the protein will look after itself. The only time like you really need to stress about protein is if you're, say, a larger strength or physique athlete, you know, and you're trying to build lots of muscle, then, you know, if you're getting adequate calories, you may still need 1 or 2 servings of a more processed protein food in order to get optimal protein levels. So a couple of scoops of a protein powder, some TVP, seitan, tofu, that sort of thing. Chaos is in Hungary. Thanks for joining. How's the vegan scene where you are? Chaos 98 GTVS. MacFat 91. Hello, Hench and Hench. How are you both today? We're in fine fettle. We're in fine fettle. We had a lovely time over the park, didn't we? Just did some. We kind of reconnected with each other, didn't we? Had a nice chat and just breathed in life and nature.
Yeah, I've been feeling a bit down, you know, the last couple of days, if I'm honest. But sometimes it just helps to say how you're feeling. It's so powerful just telling someone who's like caring and validating, you know, just
that's me, that is.
To get it off your chest.
That's me all over.
Say how you
I love to
feel.
help you get things off your chest.
He listens so well.
What?
Yeah, so I really feel for people. This lockdown's been going on for so long, hasn't it? People who live alone, you know, I really feel for you and I invite you to be like, you know, as authentic as you want to be on the stream and tell us all how you're getting on and just invite you to really connect to people, you know, in your lives.
Super chat. Johnny the Legs is back with another 5 Great British pounds. And I think this time he may have donated through Stream. Is it Streamlabs? Yeah. So yeah, if you guys ever want to do a super chat donation, which we're very grateful for, because obviously it helps us to keep doing what we do. You can either go through YouTube, but they do take 30%. If you go straight through Streamlabs, like I believe Johnny has just done, they only take like 1 or 2%. So it's much kinder to creators such as ourselves. You know, in terms of YouTube nicking things. Mind you, I suppose they host our videos for free, so we shouldn't be too stingy. Anyway, Johnny is saying, didn't know you'd done ayahuasca, Gemma. Check out Graham Hancock. I've been hooked on his podcast lately. So we've listened to a lot of Graham Hancock.
Not his podcast.
A hell of a lot. I didn't even know he had a podcast, so that would be great. I'm going to make a note of that.
Yeah, I did it in February. I did 2 ceremonies back to back. I'd been wanting to do it for years, actually. So my advice to anyone is like, don't just think, oh, it looks good, I'll just do that next week or whatever. Think about it for a while, for a good while. And
be scared.
Yeah, it was the most terrifying thing I've ever been through or ever thought I could be going through in my entire life. It was terrifying. I felt so much fear and terror came up for me. And it took many months to process it. And it's quite traumatizing, actually. I don't know if I'm processing trauma that was already there that came up during it or if the actual ceremony traumatized me. We were watching this documentary on Netflix about plant medicines. It was really interesting. And there was some music and some patterns, you know, how you think it might look, you know, on there. And that is how it looks. And yeah, and it made me sort of feel like I was back there doing it, and it was it was horrible. So you can have a fantastic time. You can come away feeling new and whole and like you've let so much go, or that you've, you know, felt pure bliss, or you can feel pure terror and it can take you ages to integrate the experience or get over it, or however you want to look at it, you know. So it's not something to be taken lightly. And I'd hear all these people saying, oh yeah, you can have a bad time of it. And I just thought, that's okay, maybe I will, but like, you know, that's fine, you know, and I thought I knew what that would mean, but I really didn't. So yeah, it's not for a laugh, and yeah, it's serious stuff, let's see.
I messed up. For some reason, my stream, what am I trying to say? My chat box wasn't keeping up to date with the comments. So Johnny did actually donate on the tube. So I'm going to just skip forwards to where his question is, because I like to try and keep up with the chat. If I miss your comment or question, I'll put it back in the chat and hopefully we get it. And Greg's Life, we're hoping to make your black bean brownies next week for the channel. Nice. I'd love to see how they turn out.
Nice.
Awesome. Lolly V, hey everyone, I missed these streams for a while. So nice to catch you at last. It's nice to have you in the stream. You always leave lots of lovely comments on my videos, and I really appreciate you, hun. So good to see you. Jeff Carr, how many reps when trying to lose fat and gain muscle? Really, the reps isn't so important as so the main thing there is getting your calories right, and for most people you want to be around maintenance calories, so your body weight's not really going anywhere, and then hopefully you get to do a bit of both for a while. And I think that's not even sustainable over the long term, but as long as you're gaining and you know your weight's not going up, like you're doing well, basically. That's my sort of barometer of if I'm doing a recomp. Reps wise, it don't really matter, to be honest. In terms of convenience, I like to do around 6 to 12 reps, but you can do it in all different rep ranges, and the science really has borne out that it's fairly irrelevant, actually. It's like total volume is really where it's at, but it's a lot easier to it's a lot more efficient not to do too high reps. That's the difference. It's a lot more efficient. So I like around 6 to 12 reps. You can go lower and do more sets, but then you kind of risk injury a bit more with like really heavy weight. So I like to be around 6 to 12, what we used to call the hypertrophy rep range. Like I say, we've since discovered there's no such thing really, you know. As long as you're doing like progressive overload, you're going to grow, you know, whatever kind of rep range you're in. Stacey Langley, I found not being able to have something to look forward to has really an impact on my mood. Fingers crossed for the camp out. That would be very good, wouldn't it? I just saw as we were walking back from our time in the park, I saw one of those A boards, you know, where they have the headlines outside the sort of newsagent, and it said that 1/5 of the region have had the vaccine already.
Yeah.
That surprised me.
That really surprised me.
So, you know, maybe that'll be the answer. Hopefully. I hope something will happen.
I mean, the kids have got to go back to school, right? They can't just not go back to school ever.
Yeah, I mean, just in terms of the economy, like we need people to be able to work, don't we, and things. Anthony Paley, Terence McKenna is the guy, if you can understand what he's talking about. I'm a huge fan of Terence McKenna. I've been listening to a lot of him lately, actually. Toby Gosling's in the house. How are you doing, brother? Nice
we
to
mentioned
see
you the other day. We were talking about all the people we met at that event. We met loads of subscribers. Didn't
Whereabouts was that? Not Watford. That was the later one, wasn't it? Bath.
Yeah, it was Bath, wasn't it? Because we went with Paul and Salma and we looked around the town. And,
that was a great day. Vegan Teacher UK is in the house. Thanks for joining, Vegan Teacher. No, you're not that Vegan Teacher on the what's it called? Are you on the Tockers? You look much different from what I can tell. It's a bit of a small avatar on the screen. But anyway, welcome. Thanks for joining. Sawyer Jones, you lovely person.
Aww.
Where's that? Why is this not keeping up?
Well, maybe they did it through Streamlabs.
Could be. Anyway, Sawyer Jones, where am I looking? Sawyer Jones kindly donated £4.60. Chuck, I forgot what was the music. I've not done it for so long.
Shark
Oh, yeah. Shark did diddly shark did diddly diddly. Its face fell off.
Oh no. I'll put his face back on.
Shark. Sorry about that. Oh, it's been so long, I forgot the tune. Don't worry, everyone. I've not gone mad. Anything 0.64 is the shark activation code, as you all no doubt know by now, unless you're new. In which case, do you think I'm mental?
Cowboy.
Um,
Come on then.
Sawyer Jones. I've started using dumbbells. Any tips for getting rid of bat wings? Does that mean like bingo wings? Are you talking about this part of the triceps?
Look how big yours is. Come on. That's ridiculous.
And if you are, the way to train that area is either at a stretch, thusly, stretching, or with your shoulder in extension. There. So your elbows behind your body and you like kickbacks. You can get 2 ropes on a pull down and like pull them past your body. Those are the specific exercises that target that particular head of the triceps, the inner head.
Look at it. Look how big it is.
Boom.
Oh god, it's really hard.
That's what she said.
Moving on. And Cowboy's here. Don't forget he's on Instagram, cowboy_herbivore.
Anyway, thank you, Sawyer Jones. Let me know how you get on with that. I hope that does the trick for you. And thank you for your kind support.
Yeah, thank you.
You're lovely.
Yes, Cowboy, and you're lovely as well.
Shut up, cutie.
When he looks up at the camera, oh, he's so cute.
Right, where was I?
I'm picking you up again. Mooncat said his new little doggies arrived.
Oh, we want to see him. Why can't we get Mooncat on the screen?
Yeah, that would be really splendid, wouldn't it?
Yeah. Haven't you got a stream coming up, Mooncat? I'd love to see him on there.
Yeah.
Right, where was I?
Can I read a question? I think you've missed a question because you skipped forward.
Yeah.
But I'm trying to reply, but it's hard for me to think about it when
Go
there's
on.
other stuff going on. Richard Benham is asking me, can you recommend a good book or podcast to help someone think more positively and to realise that perfection isn't real? So that made me think that maybe you're saying that you might have like high expectations of yourself and be hard on yourself.
Or was he trying to recommend it to someone else? How did he?
Or that person, yeah.
mean?
Can you recommend a good book or podcast to help someone think more positively and to realise that perfection isn't real? Think more positively. I've been really getting into Joe Dispenza lately. You could listen to some of his videos on YouTube. He's all about visualization. So visualizing the way you want to be or the life you want, but in such detail so that it becomes real and you feel the realness of it in your body. So he'll have a load of questions like at the start of the day and at the end of the day. So at the start of the day you might ask questions like, what version of myself do I want to present to the world today? Like stuff like that. And then you're visualizing your life, like you're imagining who you want to be. So like if you think of a lot of, say, people that are professional athletes or whatever, they imagine, they don't just like, throw the ball in the hoop like over and over every day. They visualize it as well. They see themselves doing it over and over and over. So it's kind of like that idea that you're imagining yourself the way you want to be. I don't know if that's really what you're saying though. Think more positively. Okay. I go more in the opposite direction personally. So I'm thinking negatively all the time. I want to think more positive. I'd go in the direction of trying to get in touch with that part of me that's not thinking positively to understand why are they doing it. So I would recommend looking up some parts work by Teal Swan. That's what I do because I think, okay, if I want to try and just think positively, maybe that would require a lot of energy and effort. But if I figure out why I'm not doing it in the first place and I can sort of unhook myself from that, maybe then the thinking positively will come more effortlessly. that make sense? Like, that's how I'd sort of look at it. So I did some parts work today. There's a lot of things I want to manifest in my life. And so I connected to the part of me that didn't want to manifest those things. And what I saw was that that part of me felt as though manifesting those things that I thought that I wanted would lead to something detrimental that I wasn't even really consciously aware that I considered might be a thing. So when I realised, oh yeah, actually, yeah, getting those things could lead to that negative thing. So what I need to do is take some steps to ensure that so that I feel safe and like that negative thing consequence isn't going to happen. So it's not like, oh, I'll just keep trying and trying to manifest those things that I want. It's not happening. No, like figure out like the why.
Spiritual.
It's just some of my thoughts. I don't know.
Hashtag spiritual.
Yeah, say more about it. Say more.
Chaos98. Hungary is full of in the closet vegans. Not many activists though. I'm currently considering to become one. Nice. Good for you, my friend. Be the change. Be a trendsetter. That's awesome. Concrete. Hi guys. How do you overcome bloating? I always struggle when eating the legumes, etc. I mean, it depends what's causing it. You know, maybe you've got a pre-existing condition like a SIBO infection or like pathogenic, you know, like a bacterial infection, you know. For most people, you know, it depends how long you've been doing it. But someone who's new to eating healthfully and historically not eating much in the way of fibre, and then say they went all whole foods vegan, they wouldn't have enough of the Prevotella strains of gut bacteria required to process the fibre, so that would cause issues. So there's many reasons why that can be. So perhaps just give us a little more detail, like how long you've been vegan, like the percentage of your diet that's whole food, plant-based, you know, is it a new thing? Yeah, we just need a bit more information to go on, really, I think. But that's the kind of basics of it in a nutshell. Fernandez, Global Cycling Network just dropped a video about one of their cyclists going vegan for January. Maybe you can review that video. Yeah, I'll give that some thought. I'll just need to work out whether there'd be much of an audience for it. Being as I'm more kind of, I mean, I am kind of fitness, but more kind of physique than sort of sport, so I'm not too sure. But I'll have a look and I'll give it some thought.
You read out a comment earlier from Stacey about not having stuff to look forward to, like impacting your mood. That's I'm like catching up with the chat. It's a really good point, and that is a great thing that you can think to do is to, like, say at the end of each day, put in your diary or calendar or whatever, like a few things to look forward to the next day. Sometimes we can look ahead to our future, and if we're not seeing that anything's going to change anytime soon or that we're going to feel good, it's about that certainty. We're not seeing certainty that we're going to be having a pleasurable experience, that maybe we're going to avoid pain and suffering. Then yeah, we can think, oh, this life is pretty shit and I don't want to stick around for it, you know. So sometimes we can think, oh, there's nothing to look forward to, what could I like write down? But even just thinking, okay, I'm going to have a cup of my favourite tea or watch my favourite show, like it just gets us into the mind frame of thinking that there's something in our life that's going to be enjoyable and it's not just going to be all put ahead of us. It's really important. I definitely invite you all to do that. Like, make a list of it. What am I going to look forward to tomorrow?
The pig just came on and said, me, it's crazy. Ryan W, I've started cutting dairy out of my diet. Nice, good for you and good for the animals and the planet. Win, win, win. Struggling with switching to meat alternatives. Have you tried any? No, not really. What are your favourites? I don't know. Recently I started eating a bit of seitan. I quite like that. But as in for the sort of mock meats, not really tried any, to be honest. Like more whole foods, because I went more vegan for health reasons initially. So I started eating more legumes and whole grains and a bit of tofu. That can be nice when it's well marinated and flavoured, tempeh. But there's certainly a lot of ones to try. So yeah, give them all a go. Do any of you guys in the chat, do you eat the meat alternatives, and what are the best ones for off? And Ryan, Johnny Legs, it's been on the Joe Rogan show a number of times. When Graham's on, but any time I'll tolerate Joe, I can understand that. Michael Askew's in the house. Hello, you lovely. Thanks, Vegan Teacher, supporting us there. Kerfuffles. I don't know. Hey guys, thank you for all your actives and thank you for your kind words. I was wondering, how do you guys track nutrients and fit them all in? I was noticing I'm low on a vitamin or two by the end of the day. So basically, eat the majority of your foods as whole plant foods. Don't put in much in the way of junk, or you probably won't get all your micros. So I'll use the Chronometer app, Chronometer Chronometer app. Plug your foods in, eat enough calories, get some legumes, some whole grains, some fruits and vegetables, some nuts, some seeds, add in some herbs and spices as well. And in that way, you should hit nearly everything without really having to try too hard. A couple of caveats, of course, we need B12, so B12 supplement preferably. There is 1 or 2 foods now with B12 in. Obviously, there's your fortified foods. They're not so reliable, really, is my understanding. So you're better off with a supplement. Or there's that duckweed stuff, the water lentils, if you can source them. Supposedly, they got 3 types of bioactive protein in them, but I just stick to a supplement. And then if you're not getting sun, of course, we need vitamin D as well, which is best in the D3 form. Iodine can be a tough one for some people, so a little bit of seaweed is good. 1.5 sheets of nori a day would give you your 150 microgram RDA of iodine. In terms of omega-3, ground flax, ground chia, like a couple of tablespoons of that should be enough for most. That's it, really. That's it. If you look on the Chronometer app, it will show you all your levels of essential fatty acids, vitamins and minerals. And if you are a little low on one or the other, you can click on there. You can see where you're getting the most of those from, or obviously you can just Google like which foods are higher in certain nutrients. So, some nutrients of concern, zinc can be quite tough for some people. I find if I put in pumpkin seeds though, I'll smash that. Vitamin E can be tough for some people. Wheat germ, those sunflower seeds, there's almonds. There's quite a few foods high in vitamin E, but you just need to make sure that you've got 1 or 2 of them, like in there. But calcium and things like magnesium, most nutrients should take care of themselves if you're eating enough calories and you're eating the range of different whole plant foods. You got something to add?
Yeah, I am currently struggling to fit much volume in my tummy, so I have a serving or 2 of Vivo Life's Thrive every day. It's mostly just powdered fruits and vegetables, so it's kind of like a multivitamin, but it's all powdered stuff, so it's really natural.
Real food.
And there's like, things like iron and zinc. It's like 30 to 50% of your daily RDA of those.
Right.
Like everything is really high, so that's just one way you could boost things up if you are concerned, and it's a natural way to do it. There's a link, discount code below.
Yeah, 10% off, code HENCH10. Great products, Vivo Life. So I use them for protein. Gemma uses them for the Thrive. They've just dropped the world's most researched, more like a synthetic, I think it's synthetic, it's in a capsule form, so I'm going to guess it's synthetic, multi-nutrient. So, I think it's better probably to get nutrients in whole food form. But if you just can't get the volume of food in, and if you're kind of a typical vegan and you're lacking the typical nutrients, basically this doctor did a real deep dive into what vitamins do vegans lack on average, and what are the best forms of these nutrients as far as we know by the current data. And he formulated his own supplement, and then, he worked out the formula, and then he went to different companies to see, who might produce it. And I don't know if he went to companies, because I know as soon as he spoke to Vivo Life, they sort of snapped his arm off and said we'll work with you, we want in on that. So that's a new supplement that's just out. It was sold out for the first couple of months. I've only just got some. And I will use it. I won't take it very often. I'll use it for marketing purposes, so I can take photos and things. But like Gem, if say there's a day where I've not managed to get, and that'll be very rare if I'm sick or something and I can't really eat.
If we're eating out for the day, sometimes you just don't get so many greens and things. This is hard,
Yeah, so that would be the time that I might use that. But for other people, if you're more of a junk food vegan and you're happy doing that, but you want a bit of assurance, this new Vivo Life multi-nutrient capsule will be great.
If you just have like, I don't know, half a tub of ice cream or something, can be hundreds of calories. Just that displacing the calories of loads of vegetables can make all the difference in you not hitting your, your nutrients. Yeah, it's surprising how little junk food you can get away with eating, and then you're not going to hit everything that you need, kind of thing.
Naomi's in the house. Thanks for the love. I like some Purple Hearts. Purple Heart. Saigon, Purple Heart, Saigon. Wasn't really sure what's going on. Name that tune. I bet Mooncat will be able to. Eagles and cycling. How best to deal with people who claim to love all animals and are kind? Wonderful people, but eat them 3 times a day. Just ignore them. They're idiots. I don't know. Like, I wonder if you're saying like, if you're trying to like advocate all the time and you're getting shot down, like, just pick your battles, really. Pick your battles. Yeah, it's not your job to turn everyone vegan like all the time, like, and you can't, like. I just like to lead by example. I plant seeds, and they'll come around when they're ready to. Although we'd like them to do it yesterday because we know what terrible suffering animals are going through. How are we doing? Right, 5 more minutes, guys. 5 more minutes. Get your comments and questions.
Well, I'm afraid Race Lever's just arrived and is saying we've got to start over because he's only just got
here.
Oh,
that's fair enough. Totally vegan. I'm feeding my 1-year-old soy milk instead of formula as a main milk drink. I've had a few people say this isn't good. I said that Nigerian soy milk has all the nutrients. Yeah, it should be absolutely fine. I can recommend the book Becoming Vegan by
I always have it. My laptop's always resting on it.
Davis and Molina. Very good. Everything you need to know by age, stage of life, vitamins, minerals, where to get them, all that. It's really, really good.
We should have shares in this book.
We should.
Yeah, that sounds sweet.
Vicky Hall had the vaccine, gave her a bad headache. Was that the Pfizer one? And how long was it before you felt okay again? Oh, someone was asking about omega-3 and 6 balance, apparently, according to Rich PT. So you want no more than about 4-to-1 in favour of omega-6, because the elongase enzyme has a greater affinity with omega-3. So basically, if you have up to 4-to-1 in favour of omega-6, the net result is that you have that roughly in balance in your body, which is about what you want. So you had a couple of tablespoons of flax or chia, then you'd want no more than about 3 or 4 tablespoons. Sorry. What am I trying to say? One of them, 3 to 4. Sorry, it's 2 of them, isn't it? So 6 to 8 tablespoons of other like nuts and seeds. I got there in the end. Brain fart! I don't know how to pronounce this. I'm going to just say Oyvind. I'm just going to say Oyvind. I've got no clue. I'm so sorry. Whereabouts are you from, my friend? That's a really cool looking name. Hi, I love your content. How do you guys doing with the Wim Hof method? Do you feel any improvements in physical or mental health? I don't know about physical health. I will say I'm more resilient against colds. Like the cold don't really bother me anymore. Maybe more serene. It's hard to say because there's so many confounding factors, confounding variables like meditation, microdosing, different things. So it's sort of hard to say, but it's certainly not hurting. It's certainly not hurting. We've been doing it religiously every day, haven't we?
Yeah, I find the cold showers wakes me up a lot quicker. And
gives you some mental tenacity, doesn't it?
Yeah, it's like having a coffee, it really suddenly perks you up.
And then I mean in terms of, that's quite a hard thing to do, especially in the beginning.
Yeah.
And it's like, Gemma does it first thing when she gets up, she just gets in the cold shower, ice cold shower, and it's like you've done the hardest thing of the day already, so the rest of the day is going to be easy, if that makes sense.
yeah, you sort of feel good about yourself, you know, and
Yeah.
yeah, like you started the day really well with a great routine.
I think it must release some good endorphins and things, mustn't it?
Hmm.
And certainly, like, I don't feel like I've been sick in forever. You know, it's meant to boost the old immune system. But then again, confounding variables. I get adequate sleep. I exercise. I don't over-exercise. I eat the healthiest diet.
We don't really go out anywhere, see other people who've
we're
got
not
colds.
around people.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's hard to say really, but it's certainly not hurting, and I wouldn't change it for the world. I love it, and it's my regular morning routine. Yeah, so basically, well, I have my breakfast first because I'm trying to fit in all my meals and whatever. I eat a lot of calories. So breakfast, cold shower. No, sorry, breakfast, meditation, Wim Hof breathing, cold shower, train. That's how I start every day, and it's just you just get it all done, and then you're set up for the day, and then you can give your all, and whether you're working or playing or whatever, hanging with your family, whatever you're doing. For me, it's mostly whack, but I love it. Right, it's about that time. Yeah. Yeah, we better go and do some other stuffs. We really love you guys. Thank you so much for hanging out. And yes, Thoth gang, yes, those ones. Thanks for hanging out. Thanks, moderate. You can check out some videos on my channel, by the way, if you wanted to. If you search for mushrooms, yes, Life Really Talked to. I've done like 3 videos on certain mushrooms.
And on Instagram, I've done several Instagram TV story videos about, you know, my trip reports. So what I did, how it went, what lessons I got, etc. And one's on microdosing and 2 are on a slightly larger dose and what happened.
Do follow us on the gram, hench_herbivore.
And Gemma_herbivore.
Thanks to moderators for keeping us troll-free. Thanks for the super chats, keeping the beads on our toast.
And the wolves from the dawn.
And the cameras rolling.
This is an important question from Vicky. Do you only get discount with Vivo on the first purchase? Yes, you do, but we get a little kickback for every order you place, as long as you first click on the link in the description or on Instagram.
Yeah, there's like a unique influencer
so
tracking
if you
link.
press that and make an order, then it benefits us. But if you just go to the site without pressing that, we don't benefit. So it's up to you whether you wish to.
So they stopped doing the constant discount because it wasn't really monetarily so good for them. But they're doing more sales throughout the year, like bigger sales. So yes, stay tuned for the sales, and then maybe do bigger purchases when they have the sales on. Then might be a strategy. And for anyone who does buy through our link, thank you so much, because that, you know, that little whack of money, that really does help to keep us sustainable, so we can keep, you know, so we don't have to get rubbish jobs not promoting veganism. Yeah. So thank you. If you want to help support us, there are 2 books are at slashed prices, cut price sale. Not quite half now, but a big percentage off. We can't keep doing it. You had your chance.
You had a few months over lockdown.
But they're well cheap.
Yeah.
They're both on sale. Yeah, I think that's all the things, isn't it? Thanks for joining. If you're new here, we'd love you to become part of this Hench Herbivore community of wonderful souls. You can do that by hitting the subscribe button, clicking the bell icon. We'll be back on Monday, 6 p.m. GMT. Set a reminder on your phone, because YouTube's a bell end. They won't tell you.
And connect with us on the gram in between.
On the gram.
Now, have a nice weekend.
Please.
Yeah, stay
have
connected.
a lovely weekend.
Oh, and if you're a channel member, you can chat with us on the Discord server between now and the next stream.
Or a Patreon.
Or if you're
so
a Patreon.
You can be a channel member for as little as £4.99 a month. You can be a patron for as little as $1 a month. The links are below. And yeah, like Gemma says, you can keep in touch daily on the Discord server. I do check it every day now. So that's available if you want it, and if you want to help support our work.
Ah, and Sawyer Jones got her mum the dessert book for Christmas. Thank you, that's very kind.
And Race Lever asks, what's a bell end? Imagine someone like Piers Morgan, who I've done a video with on my new channel, Destroying Anti-Vegan Nonsense. Do check that video out, but he's a complete bell end. Anyway, thanks guys. See you Monday. Have a lovely weekend. And It's goodbye from me.
Goodbye from me.
Goodbye.